فاصنع ما شئت. Do what you want to do. لم تستحي. You don't have any shame. You don't have any modesty. Do whatever you want to do. Honey, you don't have a haya. Al-haya. You don't have modesty and shame that stops you from falling into the munkar. There's nothing inside of you of character and nobility and qualities that prevent you from falling to that which you know is to your detriment and destruction and to the displeasure of Allah Ta'ala. And do what you want to do. If al-ma shi'ta, do whatever you want to do, and you will meet al-hisab, the account. And you will meet a evil. You will meet the evil end of the actions that you are committing. Since haya, shame and modesty doesn't prevent you. Since you don't have enough shame not to commit riba. You don't have enough shame not to be involved in riba. Since you don't have enough shame not to slander. Enough shame, enough haya, not to cheat, to rob, to steal. Do whatever you want to do. فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. And our women should be representatives of the Salafiyat of old, the Sahabiyat. They should look in their behavior and see, would Aisha radiallahu anha do this? Would Hafsa do this? Would Khadija bint Khuwaylid do this? They should look and see, ما هو المقصود من الحجاب الشرعي? What is the purpose of the legislative covering? It is modesty. It is hishmah. Don't you know that the Sahabiyat radiyallahu anhunna used to be against the wall when the men would come by, shielding their face and against the wall so that the men could pass? They had haya. They had hishmah. Modesty. Acting like the women of Jahiliyyah. And conducting oneself like the women of Jahiliyyah. In behavior. In attitude. In makeup. In the goals in life. And how one speaks to men is like covering your face and exposing your behind. It's like covering your face and exposing your behind. It takes totally away from the wisdom of why that was legislated. And Allah Ta'ala is a Hakim, all wise in what He does. What He legislates has a wisdom to it. Behavior of modesty. فَاسْمَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. فَاسْمَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. Do whatever you want to do. If you have no hishmah, talk to men. If you have no hishmah, call them up on the phone. If you have no hishmah, get in front of their face. If you have no hishmah, put up on fragrances. If you have no hishmah, shape your eyebrows. Become from the Namisat. Those who shape their eyebrows, who the Prophet Islam cursed. Who Allah Ta'ala cursed. You have no hishmah. Have no hishmah, act like you're men. And at the same time, if we have no haya, the men have no haya. Because rijal, men have to have certain outside, certain qualities, certain behavior. And amongst it is al-haya, modesty, that will prevent the individual from doing those things which are haram. You don't say that a person doesn't fall into that which is forbidden now and again. We say that it has to be the exception, not the rule. The exception, not the rule. Fell into that which is haram. Listened to shaitan. Did things that were wrong in the darkness. Now you make tawbah. Going to go over and over and over again in this matter. In lam tastahi. If you have no modesty. If you have no shame. Fasna ma shi'ta. The other tafsir is similar to the first one. And that is, what the people are ashamed of, they won't do. What the people are ashamed of, they won't do. What is known about the people is that at a certain level of behavior, they refuse to accept anything less than that. They refuse to accept anything less than that. And this is where we have to go with this. We have to become to a level, first starting with ourselves. Don't forget yourself and order others. For the one who forgets himself or herself and order others is like a person with a candle, lighting away from others and setting themselves on fire. Remember yourself. Take care of that. And your close family members, your wife and children, so on and so forth. But there must be a standard of behavior that we refuse to accept. You mean the kuffar had standards, as they say back in the days? You mean the kuffar had standards, as they say old school? Well, we are from the oldest of schools. We are upon the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba. Do what you will. Do what you will. And you will see destruction in your life. And we will see humiliation in our life. And we will see humiliation in hereafter. And we will see the wrath and chastisement, anger of Allah Ta'ala, because we don't have enough modesty. We don't have enough shame. We don't have enough shame to prevent us from falling to that which Allah Ta'ala has forbidden. This issue was so important that it was carried on generations and generations and generations. And if you have nothing outside of the Quran from the words of Nuh, or nothing outside of the Quran from the words that Allah Ta'ala relates of Ibrahim, then you have this authentic hadith in Bukhari which tells you that this was something that they were saying. And this is something they were carrying on. And this is something that generations of people were implementing. Honey, that if you have no shame, then do as you wish. So there's no more need for kalam in this respect. Wherever we have transgressed that which Allah Ta'ala has ordered us not to transgress, then we say, in lam tastahi fasna' ma shi'ta. If you have no modesty, if you have no shame, then just do as you wish. You're destroying yourself. Then do as you wish. They say, check yourself before you wreck yourself, they say. Do as you wish. Unless the mercy of Allah Ta'ala reaches us, and unless we get up with some sincerity in making tawbah, unless we get up in the Jawf al-Layl in the middle of the night and ask Allah Ta'ala to guide us, along with the 17 other times a day that we ask Him that with Al-Fatiha, unless we make dua for one another, that's when we're striving to better our situation. Before there be a situation of Jum'ah khutbah, we're okay for a few minutes, then we fall into all types of horrendous actions into next Jum'ah. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. We have to become better. It's a must that we become better. We have to progress, not materialistically, not in your dunya, in our deen. Because if we don't do it, we are the ones who will first and foremost regret it. And we will be crying on a day where many of the believers will be happy. So this is something that we want to avoid. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وأقيموا الصلاة.